Beginner marketing strategies to get inbound B2B leads quick, fast, and in a hurry that you can start today. My name's Edwin here at Making an Impact, owner of Fox Sound Advertising, and this video is all about inbound marketing B2B strategy. Now, if you're running into issues like, you're having to send bulk messages on LinkedIn and you're not getting anywhere, it's cold outreach, you're sick of just like bulk messaging people on LinkedIn and feeling like a spamming, unwelcome pest, or if you're trying like cold email or cold calling to get leads, these things work, but it's like an uphill battle. And while I'm not saying you shouldn't do those things, you're probably watching this because you're like, I'm about to pull my hair out from this stuff because it's just such a miserable numbers game. Or if you're, kind of stuck, in that weird area of like you're trying to juggle branding, but you also need sales. Like you need like some direct response stuff, like actually bringing in clients right now on the B2B side. And you're looking out, you're overwhelmed by all the strategies out there that could be implemented, all the big fancy textbooks that the MBA people in the universities and their ivory towers who have never actually run businesses or built their own businesses. You're trying to implement what they've said, but it's overly complicated. You're finding that it's hard to get attention in the B2B space, especially online. And at the end of the day, for any leads you are generating, any inquiries you're getting, they're just not quality. They're not qualified buyers. They're not actually in a buying mindset. They're not deep enough, long enough in the funnel. If those are the issues you're running into, this video is for you because we're going to talk about specifically 3 strategies that you can implement today to start getting inbound B2B leads quick, fast, and in a hurry. Also, in a minute, I'll show you how you can generate your own high intent inbound B2B leads totally for free using a little known piece of Google. It's actually free Google traffic, basically literally the same as if you were paying for clicks, like buying Google ads, but you don't have to pay any ad spend, anything like that. I'm going to get into some more about that in a minute. But first, we need to go through these 3 strategies, right? And strategy number 1 is going to be create an email list and create an irresistible call to action. I can't tell you how many people, businesses, I find they still don't have this dialed in. And, this is really, really simple. I've got other videos where I go deeper on this. But at the end of the day, what you need is to start owning your list, right? And so email is the easiest to get. Later, you can start adding phone numbers and things like that. But the idea here is if you can start building your email list, now you're no longer being an unwelcomed pest to people. They've opted in, you give away something for free, like a lead magnet or something to get those folks in on there. And now you're able to follow up with them and actually help them and demonstrate your value. Now, one thing I also want you to do is make sure as you're watching this video, watch it all the way through and take out a notebook right now and take some notes. At the end of this video, I'm going to have you actually circle one thing out of this video to go and implement today that stood out to you. So make sure you've got your notebook and you're watching this video all the way through. And it starts with getting people on your email list and just nurturing them. This is, even if you're doing like cold outreach and stuff like this, you can flip the equation, rather than like bulk messaging people on LinkedIn saying like, you want to book a call or you want to, learn more about our service. And everybody's like, nope, leave me alone. Now you can basically say, hey, we put together this free little course, or I've got this, free workshop coming up, or whatever it is. Do you mind if I send it to you? And like that's been our LinkedIn strategy for a while, and like all sorts of people are like, yeah, sure, great, yeah, send it to me, that'd be awesome. And you're starting off the relationship on a good foot, right, on a foot where you're serving and giving rather than trying to take, and then immediately you start standing out more from everybody else. So you can even use your cold channels to start growing the list. But I just have to start here. Like strategy number 1 is to definitely grow your list. I got several other videos on exactly what to put inside of these emails as you do. If you're running into writer's block and stuff like that, it doesn't have to be that complicated. All you got to do is just come up with, hey, what's a problem folks are dealing with? What solutions or what solution fits that problem, tell them how to fix it, and then give them an irresistible call to action at the end. And the idea behind an irresistible call to action is that you incentivize them, in a way that's different from your competitors, whatever that looks like. There's all sorts of like bonuses you can add in there. There's things like, we tell folks they can come, for our agency, they can come get like an immediate pricing estimate. And so they fill out a little form, it spits out a pricing estimate that helps us qualify them, because we collect like 15, 20 data points from that application they fill out. And then it's got some little logic and stuff built in. And it tells them like, hey, here's how much you could be, expecting to invest if you're wanting to work with us, based on the results you're looking for and everything you need. And so that immediately like qualifies us on both ends, right? It qualifies them because then they see like, ooh, big price tag, I'm running. And it's like, okay, great. We're not going to waste time with those folks. But for the other people who see it and they're like, okay, I'm not scared by the price tag. That, seems reasonable. Like, great. Now we're not starting off the conversation talking about money so much. We're starting off the conversation with them talking about implementation. And so that's a really like what we found a really good like irresistible call to action is for people to get actual immediate pricing information rather than hiding it from them. We don't give them the exact pricing, we just give them a guesstimate and then figure that out on the call. So now that you've got your irresistible call to action, strategy number 2 is to actually just amplify this, right? And I recommend amplifying your email marketing with paid ads. We'll talk about also a way, like I said towards the end of this video, where you actually don't have to pay for the ads themselves. But if you just want to be able to hit a button and start blowing up that email list, because if all you're doing on the email list is just talking about the problems, talking about the solutions, and here's our irresistible call to action, boom, you're off to the races. HubSpot, everybody's been doing their studies, but HubSpot just for the year 2020 and going into 2023, they found on average, companies clear across the board, this includes B2B companies, for every $1 that they spend on Google PPC, they make $2 back. Okay, so for every $1 spent on Google ads, they make $2 back. That's pretty cool, right? Because people on Google, they're actually, typing in, I've got this problem and I want this solution. And you can pop up right there at the very top of the page and, serve them immediately. So, if you're going to start anywhere with paid advertising, I'd recommend starting with Google pay per click, because you're getting the most high intent, buying intent people, actually searching on there. But then what HubSpot also found is that for every we've got $1, okay, Google PPC, and Google PPC, $1 turns into $2. All right. And that's if you're going straight for the jugular, basically saying, hey, you're searching for this problem and solution, give us a call and we'll help you. Okay. That's what you're doing on Google pay per click. What they also found is the email, for every $1 that's spent on email marketing, $36 is made back, because email is where you're building the relationship. Email is where you are showing people that you have authority and expertise. They start to see you as the one and only authority in the space, and you are nurturing them. You're building that relationship. This is where you can start building personal brand, et cetera, et cetera. If you can get people onto your list, it's even more ideal. So if you really want to amplify this by hitting a button today, go start running some Google ads. And instead of your Google ads only taking people just to book the call, make sure you've got some that are taking people to your lead magnet and getting them to opt in onto your email list, because then you can keep nurturing and following up. And this is how you start building that pipeline that, starts mitigating the ups and downs and everything like that. And it's just a really, really quick, fast, there's nothing short of that in terms of like the fast, easy button for getting people to actually start booking calls with you and taking the next step in your B2B sales process. You can also do Facebook ads if you're wanting to do something cheaper, right? Facebook ads, a lot of folks say, well, but Facebook ads don't work for B2B. My audience isn't on Facebook. Your audience actually is on Facebook. They're just in a slightly different mindset. And a really, really cool tactic I heard from Gary Vee here for the B2B side is don't necessarily target have some ads that are going specifically for the person you're wanting. But let's say the decision maker at the companies you're working with are CFOs. and CFOs, specifically of accounting firms or something, I don't know. Let's say CFOs. What you want to do is run Facebook ads, and you let the copy do the work for you, right? Facebook has made it super simple to start targeting people. The algorithm learns and everything like that. They've made it so simple now because Facebook just wants to get more and more people on their platform advertising, so they make more revenues. So they're actually making it simpler for folks. And all you need to do is let the copy actually do the talking for you. And in the headline of your ad for Facebook, all you have to say is, does your CFO know this? So, let's say CFOs are the people you're wanting to reach. I'm gonna have to forget my chicken scratch. And so this is your headline. Does your CFO know this? And then the button or the image on your ad is just showing the lead magnet that you help, that first lead magnet you wrote that helps people out, right? So whatever your lead magnet is. And when this pops up, the guy above the CFO is going to see this, and he's going to be like, hey, he's going to forward it to him and be like, go download this, go read this, go watch this, make sure you check this out, et cetera, et cetera. And you're going to actually start getting that pushed down towards people, and they're going to feel that responsibility to opt in and start checking it out. So whoever those ideal job titles are, you can target them on Facebook just by using the copy instead. And as Facebook, as the algorithm keeps learning, like seeing that, oh, the people who click this thing and are sharing it and forwarding it are the guys above the CFOs, the executives above them, then it's going to start pushing it to more and more of those people and everything like that. So at the end of the day, though, make sure you get them on the email list, because that's where the majority of the marketing is going to be made. And strategy number 3 here is, as you're growing this, strategy number 3 is to start segmenting, right? So segment by the avatar, and you'll have to figure this out for your own company, your own business. You're going to have different decision makers at different levels. You've probably already done this, a lot of this homework, but people kind of they like do all the work figuring out their ideal customer avatar, or even multiple customer avatars. And they've got like this really great brainstorming information they've come up with, but that's it. And they don't necessarily do anything to segment and create a different email sequence for each one of these. So what I recommend everybody does is create what are called educational email sequences. And educational email sequences are super simple to implement, but really powerful in what they do. And you don't have to waste time trying to be an amazing email designer, an amazing email copywriter, getting all fancy using like metaphors and stories and stuff. You can do that down the road. That will help, but that's like, at the end of the day, it's like icing on the cake, right? We got to make sure you've got the main ingredients to the cake first, and then you can start polishing it up and making it even fancier and everything. And so what I recommend people do is like come up with, starting out 10 emails in what I call an educational sequence. So put edu right here. Okay. And this educational sequence, each email, what it's going to do is follow this exact same format, right? So you're going to have a problem, like a little problem, and a little solution that fix it. And then your soft kind of call to action. Hey, by the way, you can get a free pricing estimate here, or you can book a call with us, take the next step here, et cetera, et cetera. And that's all you got to do. All right. So come up with 10 problems. What are the 10 solutions to those problems? And then go write an email for each one of them, and boom, you've just created a educational email sequence. And it's not super salesy. All you're doing is helping people, showing them that you know what you do, you know how to do what you do, and they can get help by having you do it. Once you've created that, then go and create another educational sequence for a different avatar. If this is someone in a different industry, if this is someone at a different decision level for a different product, whatever, figure out what your different avatars are, and then just create an education sequence for each one of them. And so you might have 3, 4 of these, 5 of these, however many different avatars you're wanting to target. all the better. You can start tracking like who's clicking which ones. If they click this one, that tells us that they're avatar number 3. So we should actually then bump them to this other education sequence here, and make sure that everything's really, really customized to the person's unique situation, right? That's how we make sure that we're targeting these folks at the higher, like executive C-level, things like that, and really write stuff that actually helps them, that serves them, and that feels like unique to them. And they're basically able to say, that's right, that's exactly what I'm dealing with. We've got to work with these guys. Then once you've done this, you've got you've segmented by your avatar, or the multiple avatars you've got, and you've got 10 emails in each education sequence. Now that you've got this is the foundation. What you want to do next is turn each one of these into 52 emails, right? So you've already got your 10 problems. Now you can just go rinse and repeat and write at least like once a week. This is why I tell folks, like, okay, great, now get into the pattern of rhythm of writing once a week, one email that follows this flow. And you don't have to come up with 52 different problems. You could probably keep recycling the same 10 problems. If you can come up with a few more, great. I'm sure you'll encounter those, but you could still just keep riffing on the same 10 problems 52 times. And if you just do that once a week, at the end of a year, you're going to have an entire email, really long email sequence that's nurturing people, pointing them to booking that call, or telling them what to do. And it's really simple, easy. You didn't have to sweat over it and do all this hard, heavy hustling work, et cetera, et cetera. You'll have it done, and now you'll know that every time you get someone on your email list, they're literally going to be warmed up for the next year. And again, then you do that for your every single one of your avatars. And if you want to be really crazy, you can just write an email a day. So within 52 days, you've got a year's worth of emails. Kaboom. And then supercharge it even more. Write an email every day for 365 days for each one of these. And I'm not saying, this could take a couple of years, or if you got plenty of people on your team, each one doing a different avatar, you have this done in a year. And now you've got daily emails going, right? And daily emails that are customized specifically to the CFOs. You don't need to do anything fancier than what's a problem we can help them with? What's a quick little solution to it? By the way, here's how to learn more about how we can help you do it. That's all you got to do. That's your emails. Then now that you've got like these done, probably at this level, once you've got 52 done, then you can go back and hire someone to like really make it fancy dancy and like include some stories and metaphors and creativity and our brand voicing and personality and everything. You can start adding the icing to the cake there. But this is the method for getting the actual foundation done. And this is the machine now, right? This is the machine that it doesn't matter where folks are coming from. If they're the right person, they're going to get segmented into the educational email sequence that works for them, and they're going to be continually pushed to your call to action. And like, that's it, like, start there. Don't get lost in the weeds with all the other fancy stuff. Stay focused, and that's what's going to help you grow and everything like that. Now, if you want to learn more about how to actually generate high intent leads and get them into this machine, how to get more people on there, I've got a free course. I'm going to find the link here, and this is a 10-part course called, I'll put the link down in the comments too, so you can grab it. How to End the Feast or Famine Customer Acquisition Trap Once and for All. And what I talk about in this course is, all sorts of ways to basically, find new customers, increase sales, get more clients, yada, yada. But there's also a little known part of Google that actually allows you to pop up and rank right where the Google ads are without having to pay for the clicks. You don't actually have to pay for the Google ads. It's not SEO, so it doesn't take 6 months to see any results or anything like that. It's literally instant rankings right at the top page of Google. And this starts generating that high intent, like buying mode traffic. What I really like about Google, like I said, is these people are actively searching for their problem and their solution. They're not quite like Facebook people who are just scrolling, watching cat videos. And so you'll also get exclusive access to that training totally for free. And then, everything's going to be drip fed to you, over the next 10 days. I'll send you these daily trainings on all these secrets for new client acquisition, specifically B2B and stuff like that. So I'll make sure that link's down in the comments below. Also, make sure you hit the bell, subscribe, and comment below. You should have taken your notebook and circled, one thing that is implementable that you can go and do today. So comment that below, and so we can build a community where we all keep each other accountable. Actually, go implement this stuff, because knowledge without implementation is nothing. And until next time, I'll see you. My next video, so you have a heads up, is going to be on how to do B2B inbound marketing for a SaaS with no ad spend. Is basically how to grow your SaaS company if that's your unique vertical, and how to do it without ad spend. So we'll see you then. Keep up the great work as always, and stay awesome.